We're going to be continuing now. Resume. Okay. So, who's this? Beauregard Thornton. I'm probably going to read most of the stuff out loud in this one because, frankly, I know the lighting in this game is very weird, and some things are hard enough for me to read, so I want to make sure all of you get the knowledge you need to understand the game. Electricity manual for making batteries with common household items. There are three main components to a typical battery. The two terminals, made of differing metals, are the positively charged electrode known as the anode, and the negatively charged electrode known as the cathode. The third component is the electrolyte, which separates the terminals and allows the charge to flow between them. This basic household design can be created out of common household items. So it's got instructions for using coins, it's got instructions for a potato, and it's got instructions for fruit. Since we just picked up a bunch of oranges, I'm going with this is what they want us to look at. Using acidic fruits, for example lemons, limes, and oranges, press one copper coin and one nail into each fruit. Connect all the fruit together in a row by attaching a positive terminal clip to the nail in one fruit and the opposite negative terminal clip to the coin in another fruit. Attach the final positive and negative clips to the electronic to be powered. Okay. I'm gonna guess these are winners from one of her interactive contests, because I don't know them. But we also don't have any nails or coins. So.
This looks like a painting. I should find somewhere to place it.
Okay. Yeah, that's not creepy. Thornton Family Cotton Processing. This door is from the barn that housed the equipment for processing cotton. Many a worker lost their fingers in the processing room. That's a cheery fact.
That didn't sound good.
I probably just brought something down on my head. Oh my god! I just scythed Nancy. Oops. What if can I look up? No. Rude. Still can't look up. Fine. Dude! Come on, man! There's a ghost for all of you who didn't see it. Or a shadowy figure. It was a ghost, y'all.
It looks like the painting is missing.
Good thing we just found one. Franklin Thornton. Okay, let's look at our tasks. We found the missing portrait. We've done none of these others. Maybe we should call Addison.
Hello?
Addison? My name is Nancy Drew. I'm calling to see if you can help me with something.
Is this about Jessalyn?
Yes?
I can't. I'm sorry.
The sooner we can find out what happened to her, the better her chances of survival.
Okay. I'll help with what I can.
I'm sorry, but if it was my best friend that suddenly disappeared like this, I don't care how much the crap got scared out of me. I would be there. I would be like, look, here's all the information. Here's all the videos we might have taken. Fix something and also call the Ghostbusters and a priest. Like, cover all the bases. But back to our conversation.
How's Jessalyn's relationship with Clara?
Okay, maybe a little strained.
How so?
Jess used to call her Chairman Mom. Behind her back, of course.
Do you think Clara could have anything to do with Jessalyn going missing?
I don't think Jess was afraid of Clara. But still, I can't say for sure.
What do you think of Colton?
What's to think? He's always been decent to me and Jess.
I mean, do you not have more opinion? I want the dirt. You're her best friend.
Can you walk me through what happened the night Jessalyn went missing?
She was about to get married, and I think the pressure of it was getting to her. It was supposed to be a night of blowing off some steam. Jess always loved a good scare. She used to make me sneak into scary movies with her when we were kids. So, in a weird way, spending the night searching for a ghost sort of made sense for a bachelorette party. At first, it was really fun. We were running around trying to scare ourselves silly. We were making these recordings like we were on a ghost hunter show. Then, things got strange.
Is there anything you remember that might help me find Jessalyn?
No. Actually, wait. Hang on. Upstairs, there was this door. Jess was desperate to get it open. Between you and me, I was relieved that she couldn't figure it out.
Really? Why?
I could feel eyes on me all night long.
What were you doing at Thornton Hall that night?
A scavenger hunt, but I don't know. There was something strange about it.
In what way?
Jess was looking for something toward the end of the night. Kinda desperately. It stopped being fun. That's all I know.
How was Jessalyn acting that night?
She was classic Jess for most of the night.
Then something happened?
Yeah, we were in the house and suddenly she just screams. And then she's nowhere to be found.
What happened?
I was alone in the house, jumping at every noise, too afraid to move. It felt like hours. Then she came back. She wouldn't say what had happened. She wouldn't even talk to me. She wanted to be left alone. She went downstairs, and that was that.
That's all weird.
You said things got strange. What did you mean?
It was her and me up in that freezing house, and I remember thinking, I'll never get to sleep. But then I started to feel fuzzy.
Fuzzy?
Like I was underwater or something. And I noticed Jess was gone again. I wanted to get up and find her, but I couldn't move. It was like this invisible hand was pinning me down. I heard a strange voice. It wasn't Jess. Then it was the morning. I was alone and Jess was gone.
That's creepy. But feeling fuzzy, also really weird. But I felt it before, so I know she's not crazy.
You said you heard a voice.
Charlotte. I'm sure of it.
Did she say anything?
She sang. I only heard a little bit.
What'd she sing? The Lizzie Borden song?
Would you consider yourself a believer in the paranormal?
If you'd asked that last week, I would have made some crack about Bigfoot.
And now?
And now I'm going to say that I don't believe. Because I'm afraid if I let myself believe, I'll be opening a door that no one can close.
I appreciate that the voice actress is really trying here. Like, it's really working.
Did you notice any secret passages or tunnels while you were at the house?
No, but it was so drafty in there, it would surprise me if there weren't.
Goodbye.
Find Jess.
Okay. Thank you. Let's call Bess. Because nothing says I need some help like ghosts.
Bess's phone.
All right, bonus Ned. What are you two up to?
George is in New York.
So, she got the internship with that Technology of Tomorrow place?
Yeah, Ned and I were just planning a road trip for when you're back. I was in the middle of trying to convince Ned to grow a bad mustache so we can hang out in Brooklyn.
Not going to happen.
Someone has to, Ned, and George already said no.
Oh my god.
It was a really angry no, too. Anyway, did
yeah.
you make it to the island?
I did.
I've been doing a little research, and I can see why Savannah sent you.
Why's that?
If I believed in ghosts, I wouldn't come within a few hundred miles of Black Rock Island.
I can definitely see why. Even I have to admit it does have a certain abyss gaze is also into you vibe to it.
Put that on a billboard.
I've got your back. I've been reading up on missing persons cases and hauntings.
Really? Oh, that's great.
I, on the other hand, have been watching videos of otters. So good at stacking things. Additionally, I've kidnapped Ned. I've been so bored since George left, and Ned's a very active listener.
Mm-hmm.
See? And he's also very quick to Stockholm.
Nickerson family trait. We like being liked.
Oh, thanks, you two.
Well, at least they're having fun. I love that Bess is just willingly admitting that she fully kidnapped him.
I want to catch you up on the case.
So it's a missing persons case, right?
Do you think she's actually missing?
I don't know. I've heard of runaway brides, but I don't think that's the case.
If it's a missing persons case, why aren't the police taking care of it?
Well, they are, but since she's an adult, there's only so much they can do.
Ned was telling me about the ghosts out there. Do you think maybe they're related?
Actually, I believe in this ghost.
Ned, do I have permission to do a spit take in your living room?
No.
I'm doing it anyway. Say that again.
Please don't.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stand down, Bess. The Nickersons are a tidy people.
I wasn't really gonna do it, guys.
I would.
Unless someone made me laugh. And this is that super red soda that's still on the market even though it's been linked to distractibility in 9 out of 10 Besses. Back to you. Are you finally trading in your Skeptics Club card?
And miss the dinner that probably won't happen this year? No way. People here believe in the ghost. I think if I don't take the ghost story at least a little seriously, I might miss something.
Smart.
Well, I hope so.
It does make sense. Because if you completely ignore a thing that means so much to everyone involved, then you kind of miss motives.
I met Jesselyn's mom.
Poor her.
Assuming she's innocent, what's your impression?
She's reserved. Can't fault her for that, but it does make her hard to read.
I've never been a mom, but I have owned my fair share of fish. And no way anyone could take care of something and even think of... Nancy, it's too sad. Can't do it.
I owe it to Jesselyn to distrust everyone, even her.
I know. This case is like a big, fat, tall cloud of sadness that's sitting in front of me and using its cell phone when it's not supposed to.
We just got back from a pretty rowdy opening night screening of the Relation Shipwreck. It was really bad.
All I want is to see the screen and to not deal with jerks, to have a movie-style romance, and for no one to get hurt ever. Find her, Nancy.
I'll do my best. Promise.
I love having friends like Bess because they're the best. Sometimes they just make everything more dramatic, and you need that in your life on occasion.
I met Jesselyn's fiancé, Colton.
Where's he fall on the cute to guilty spectrum?
That's not a valid spectrum.
Like fun it isn't. Oh, is this because Ned is on the line?
No.
I'm not calling off the dogs. You're just going to have to find a way to tell me that balances the public's need to know with Ned's presumably fragile ego.
My ego is perfectly fine.
Is that so?
Nickerson men laugh in the face of insecurity.
That's so, Neddard? A test. Nancy, describe Colton's looks using the International Ned Cuteness Unit. We talking half a Ned, 2 Neds?
Well, while I want to be deeply mean and say 10 Neds, I love Ned's voice, so in my head, he's super hot.
1/10 of a Ned.
That's very nice of you, Nancy, but no need to spare my feelings.
Good, because an underappraisal like that means he's way better looking than you.
Let's refocus.
Right. Ticking clock, kidnapping, etc. How guilty does he seem? For consistency, please state your answers in Ned units.
Couldn't tell you yet. He doesn't seem as worried as I'd expect, but maybe he's the type to internalize his feelings.
Huh. So that's a thing you can do?
The boyfriend is statistically favored when it comes to crimes like this. Try to get him talking about the relationship. I studied that in preschool.
Okay. You had a weird preschool.
I need to charge a phone that has no charger.
I'm not good with koans. Ned?
Oh, I got this. I once made a potato battery by hooking up some wires.
Yeah, well, I once turned a potato into an abomination by forgetting about it for a year. Sorry. It's hard not to get jealous around Mr. Knows Things here. Continue being useful.
Actually, that's all I've got. If you find some potatoes or oranges and some alligator clips, that might get you part of the way there.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Take care.
Okay. Now that we can check that off.
That's done.
Bye. Let's just straight up Jackson Cotton. Okay. Can we look at things? Yes. But it's pointless because there's nothing there. Okay. Who are you? Jackson Thornton. And a book. The Thorntons of Black Rock Island. The Last Flight of Karenina and Dodge. Roger, Dodge as he was known to his friends, never let his difficulties stand in his way. As a child, he found he was defined by a persistent stutter that would follow him throughout his life. Kind of like King Edward the 6th? 7th? Queen Elizabeth's dad. He'd often state that his difficulties with speech led him to be a somewhat shy child. He grew to be a bookish young man with a deep love of the language. Shouldn't it just be deep love of language? Come on. Write better. Sounds better. Okay, I'm done judging. That changed when he met Mariana in the spring of his freshman year of high school or college. As a boy, he wrote in a letter sent to a longtime friend, "I felt sorry for myself because I couldn't speak. Now I only feel sorry for those who cannot listen. Mariana knows how to listen, and she's taught me how to be heard." By all accounts, Mariana was quite taken with Dodge immediately. According to an oft-told anecdote, Dodge once proclaimed he would love her until the day he could say her name without a single hesitation. On the spot, she declared that he was henceforth to call her Mariana Karenina. The joke solidified into a nickname once the couple noticed the scandalized reactions she received from the stuffier members of the Thornton clan. Always a bit mischievous, Mariana was never quite in step with the rest of the family. She was known for her wicked sense of humor and often envied for the privileged position she held. Usually the first person that relatives would turn to with a problem, Mariana led the family through many troubled times. But the real trouble began on a stormy night in the middle of winter. Mariana had been asked to meet with the head of a small agricultural company the Thornton business had been hoping to acquire. The papers had been drawn up, but there was still some uncertainty on the part of the company's owners, Madrigal's Stock and Grain. Mariana was tasked with assuaging their efforts and getting the papers signed. Roger, as usual, was at her side. One can only guess their last moments together. This we know. The small prop plane crashed into an empty field after running into an unexpectedly strong storm. All 4 passengers died on impact, along with the 2-person flight crew. Those who knew the pair knew that at the very least they must have been relieved to have each other's company in those last moments as the plane fluttered down from the sky. This family just has so many tragedies. Like, I would be definitely sad. This is Mariana Thornton. I don't know why she's wearing this giant thing around her neck, but it reminds me of that story about the woman who wore a ribbon around her neck her entire life and never told her husband why.
What's that smudge? It almost looks like something was painted over.
Let us find it. We now have a paint thinner napkin.
There's something back there.
Let's find out.
What is that? Are those graves?
Well, yeah, because this is a giant, depressing statue. Why is there a vase on the floor? Let me in! Let me in! I'm not allowed. It's very sad. Okay, turn around and we're gonna go back down the stairs. Yo, I saw you standing next to some graves.
Hello.
What's the story with the locked room upstairs?
It's Charlotte's. We don't go in there.
It might help me figure out what's going on if I could take a look around.
Best of luck. That door locked itself up tight the day of her funeral. There's not a key in this world that'll open it. I've tried.
So you're in a completely broken down house, but you draw the line at taking a fire axe to a door? I wouldn't. I'd be like, let's open her up.
Who else was in that old portrait with you?
You know, hon, we had that covered up for a reason. I can't talk about it. Not right now. Please, just leave me be.
No.
Can't do that right now.
Well, you can. I just wouldn't recommend it. At least they're realistic. Bugs flying around. It's the South. There's bugs everywhere. So many bugs. Okay. What up, dude?
Hi.
What do you think of Clara?
She's just a little severe until you get to know her.
And then...
She's very
I wouldn't know.
She does seem a little tough to get to know.
I think it's an act. Come right down to it, she keeps the family and the company from falling apart. She can't afford to look weak.
How did you and Jessalyn meet?
I saw her one day and thought, this is the girl I'm gonna marry. And then I threw a rock at her face.
Like, metaphorically?
No, I was just a kid. I had a very limited game book. She still has a little scar. You can see it when she smiles. I'll never live that down.
I imagine things improved from there?
We became best friends. Then we grew up and became what we are. Or were. Or...
Well, while I don't really appreciate violence being used as a way to start a relationship, I understand that tiny children don't know how to express their feelings.
So you and Jessalyn must have dated for quite some time.
Actually didn't start dating until a year ago.
Really?
We both dated other people, but nothing worked out. One day Clara had enough and sat us down and said, everyone knows you're gonna get married. Go to it already. Jess was mortified. I took her out to the coast since that always cheered her up. We talked through the night, and by the time the sun came up, it just stopped sounding so silly.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Well, at least I left on good terms with you versus accidentally Nancy insulting you. 'Cause that happens. Why does everything move without me telling it to here? Come on. I know it's haunted, but there's a line. I got a hammer. Do I get to bash someone in the head with it? Maybe. Find out on next week's episode. I'm just kidding. Thornton Family Cemetery.
Hey! You're not Savannah.
No, but you must be Wade.
Is she with you? Are you the new assistant? What's his name, get canned or something?
Logan? I don't know. All I know is that she thought I'd be the right person for the case. She's not coming.
What did you just say?
She said she was sorry to send me, but nothing could get her to come here.
I never took her for a coward.
Well, she seemed pretty scared of the ghosts.
Ghosts? No, that ain't it. She's scared of seeing me.
Sure.
I hope Savannah understands the mess she dropped you in.
What kind of mess?
Take a look around and then you tell me. Who's more welcome here? The living or the dead? Anyway, Savannah had a package sent. I guess it must be for you. It's up in the house.
Well, you're standing in a graveyard, so obviously the dead are a little bit more welcome there. But that's your choice for standing in the dead people area.
From what I understand, the Thornton family business is very successful.
Yep. We got money and all the trouble that buys.
Well, you could always not have the money and then be happy by that logic. I mean, give away your company.
Who else is here?
Clara, that's Jesselyn's mother. Colton, her fiancé.
Anyone else?
Depends what you mean by anyone.
Any other alive or verifiably real people?
No.
Nancy, you live in a game simulation. All of us could be fake. We don't know if I'm living in a simulation right now. We've supposedly tested it, but I don't trust the tests. So is anyone verifiably real? I don't know. This existential crisis brought to you by me.
What do you think of Colton?
I do not like that shifty little punk, but I have said that about all Jesse's boyfriends. With him, I mean it a little extra. Something's crooked with the two of them together. I don't know if she can see it or not.
Well, she probably realized that dating someone just because your mommy said so is probably not the great idea.
Who runs the family company?
Clara.
Do you think that's fair?
No.
Would you like to run the company?
Good, sweet nonsense, no. Do not even imply that I'm after that to anyone.
Well, at least we can believe that answer.
Why aren't you in the house?
I'm only on the island because Jesselyn's missing. Nothing's gonna get me in that house.
What's Clara's relationship to the rest of the family?
My cousin, Harper and Charlotte's cousin. She lived with the girls after her mama passed.
Do you know Savannah?
I did, once.
And now?
And now I don't.
Okay.
How did you meet Savannah?
We went to the same bookstore.
You don't seem like the type.
I'll take that as a compliment and an insult.
Good.
How long ago was this?
A while. Gone now. It was a little old dark place. Carried these musty old books. Stuff that didn't exist anywhere else.
What kind of stuff?
All sorts. But I was there researching our family. Savannah had this way of reading, like there was something she needed to know real bad. One day I finally asked, "What is it you need to know so bad?" You know what she said?
What?
Nothing. She handed over the book she was reading and walked out. At first, I'm feeling a touch rejected. But then I look at the book.
What was the book?
That was the crazy thing. It was the Thornton family book of names. Births, deaths, marriage, and so on, going way back.
Why would she have that?
Why, indeed. I had to know. Took me some doing, but I tracked her down.
So you met Savannah because she was trying to find Charlotte's ghost?
One of those people who met her was Savannah. Ask her, and maybe she'll tell you about it. After that, she became obsessed with Thornton Hall. We got to know each other. I fell for her like a Black Tuesday banker. In the end, the landing was just as rough.
Well, that's unfortunate.
You said you were researching the family. Why?
After Charlotte died, that's when something I always knew came out shining so bright, I finally had to admit it. Long as it's been growing, the Thornton family tree's been split down the middle. The evil roots always trying to strangle out the good. I used to think I was on the side of good.
And now?
What do you think?
I think you are.
Don't be so sure.
You just want to seem mysterious.
What did you mean about the family being split in two?
You wouldn't know by looking around here. Seeing the state we're in, but we're loaded.
What's that have to do with anything?
The Thornton family bought its money with blood, and not always our own.
And you think one part of the family had more to do with this than the other?
I don't speak ill of the dead, especially not when they're staring up at the soles of my boots. Look around. You'll see.
Does anyone actually live here?
No one lives out on the island, but just on the shore.
Were you close to Jesselyn?
Everyone was. Everyone is. She's the bright spot of happiness in this whole miserable family.
Goodbye.
Adios.
See, that sounds cringy, but I lived in a southern town that we called Martinez. What was it spelled like? Martinez.
No need to jump, just me.
Can you tell me about some of these stones?
I'll tell you what I can. But sometimes it's best to just look and listen. That there is Clara's mother.
What can you tell me about her?
Not a great deal. She loved her secrets. Never even told Clara who her daddy was.
Which is me.
Why not?
Don't know. When Clara was about 10, Rosalie got real sick. Every day Clara would ask about her daddy. I think she was afraid of being left to fend for herself. But Rosalie wouldn't say.
I think that'd be weird. Ruby Newton, a spark at birth, a flame in life, a quiet ember in the night. That's kind of sweet, actually. May Newton died January 13th, 1933.
Harper Stone.
Harper?
Indeed. She ran away shortly after Charlotte died. Long enough that we thought we'd lost her too. One day she walked in the front door looking wild and thin as a spring sapling. Never said where she was. Her granddaddy was so mad he left the stone to remind her of what she'd put them through. She'd sit out there and read. Don't know if it was spite or if it made her feel at home. Knowing her, probably both.
Well, some people do feel most at home when they are being spiteful.
This blank one is my favorite.
Mine too.
Why is that?
Who doesn't want a celebrity in the family? Especially one that rubs all the wrong people the wrong way. The Gray Lady. In the Civil War, they say she was a spy, passing codes for the North. If you look, you can find some of her contraptions here. Her service gave the Thornton family this land.
Okay. Why do you have to do that? Ever since the Weeping Angels on Doctor Who, I can't handle you. Creepy. Thornton Cemetery, established 1866. This plaque honors those who found their final rest beyond the family grounds, including Franklin Thornton, born May 4th, 1895, and died October 5th, 1917, defending his nation. That boy was 22, which makes him older than a lot of the boys that died in those trenches in World War I. Remember them, ladies and gentlemen. This little creepy statue thing, however, was dedicated January 15th, 1918. Creepy statue.
Roger and Marie, side by side from the day they married to the day they died. Both real sweet. Charlotte and Harper's parents. May they rest in peace.
And Roger has the first half of the side by side from the day they married, and Mariana has to the day they died. And that's the ones from the story we read earlier. Now we go up here. Come on! Why you gotta make all the stones move at me?
It's locked.
It's locked. Boo. Lee Thornton.
Virginia, my mother. Rest her soul.
Can you tell me anything about her?
Just that I miss her, and I always will.
That's very expansive. And it doesn't have a date on it.
Luther, my daddy. Mama called him the king of slamming doors. He had a hot temper, but a soft heart, and no mind for business. He wasn't intuitive. He brought me out here to the stones at night. Taught me how to open my eyes, shut up, and listen. You rest well, Daddy.
We don't know when his parents died. We just know they're dead. Why are you shaking your phone? That's not gonna do anything.
That's Charlotte.
Dear sweet Charlotte, please come back. That's a sad inscription.
Creepy.
It was a sad time. None of us wanted to see her leave. We didn't expect it to become what it's become.
And she was 21. Sarah Emma Thornton. May she find her voice once more. Okay.
Beauregard Thornton. Mean old codger.
But there's something at the... Is this something? Looks like it should be. But I gotta go back up because there are more things to see. Like this angry fountain. Ha! "54 souls. I imagine that's from the fire.
That's done.
Yay!
Check. Did that.
Okay. Well, we've explored. I won't say enjoyed because it was a graveyard. What's this way? It's a T. And a note. Scavenger list. 21 items to search and find. Land on the island. Photo of a haunted house. Find Mom's portrait. Track down Charlotte's statue. Take a picture of the entrance to the ruins. Find a bag of cotton. Find the key to Charlotte's bedroom. That indicates they found the key and saw the ghost and found a spider. All of which are important activities. Although I can't imagine the spider one was very difficult here. Ooh. Dude, there was something in the window. Come on. Okay, let's go at Cranky Pants.
Nancy.
Is there anything else I should know that might help me find Jessalyn?
Yeah. Keep a suspicious eye on Wade.
Wade didn't seem all that dangerous to me.
He neglected to tell you about his time spent in jail, I see.
As a matter of fact...
Wade's a nice guy when he wants to be. And only when he wants to be. I'm happy we have another set of eyes looking for Jesse. But I do hope you know what you're getting yourself into.
I'm not gonna date him or anything.
Everyone else seems to be avoiding the house. Why are you in here?
You'll think I'm crazy.
Not after the day I've had.
Fair enough. I guess I want to be close to whatever it is that took Jessalyn.
Because you think it's the ghost.
I'd better get going.
Take care.
Is it getting lighter outside? It looks like it is. Who wants some tea? I do. But I'm just gonna take it with my normal amount of sugar, maybe lemon, and some mint because I'm in the South. Delicious. Okay. No ghost that time. Yay. Dun, 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 dun. Look, a package appeared. Yes, I get an EMF reader. The Ghost of Thornton Hall. True Encounters Retold by Savannah Woodham. Nancy, here's some of my old paperwork from when I was looking into Charlotte myself. I know you're going to be looking for Jessalyn during the day, but night is the best time to investigate the family. That's when the spirits get restless in more ways than one. You'll probably get more out of the family then anyway. The EMF gadget I included works pretty well on the property. I don't normally use these, but there is a strong correlation between the meter peaking and documented sightings. I know you don't like things that can't be explained, but just because it can't be explained yet doesn't mean you should disregard it. Call me if you want to talk. I don't know what help I can offer, but I'm there if you need me. Good luck, Savannah. March 4th. Subject, swimmer. Type, visual oral contact. Notes, near death. I was 14. My younger brother was about 12 at the time. I was a bit of a scrawny kid and caught more than my fair share of trouble on account of being the smallest, but I was no coward and I was itching to prove it. That's when I caught wind of Charlotte. I got it in my head that if I spent the night out at the island, the kids at school would leave me alone. Doesn't make sense now, but it made a lot of sense then. I made this big deal about sneaking onto the island, and everyone was interested, especially my younger brother, Sean. He demanded to come, and to be honest, I was happy to have the company. We spent a while trying to get a boat, but no one wanted to lend a boat to two kids in the middle of the night. Go figure, right? I knew if I didn't make it out there, I'd never hear the end of it. I'd made too big a deal out of the whole thing. I was locked in. That's when I decided we should swim over. Anyone who grew up here knows you don't do that. The swim's not far, but the currents, they'll smash you on the rocks or they'll pull you under. That's exactly what happened to Sean. 1 second, he was next to me, and the next, gone. I panicked and dove into the water. Nothing. Again and again, nothing. But turns out he was fine. He made it to the shore. I was the one in trouble. I kept going under until I got disoriented. I couldn't find which way was up. I knew that was it for me. I knew I was going to die, and I could feel the fight going out of me. That's when I heard singing. The water around me went still, and a song started swimming its way around me, pulling me towards this thing, this woman, Charlotte. The water was ice cold, and she was turning it to steam. Smoke was pouring from her like ink under the water. I knew I couldn't die down there. I knew I had to get out of the water. I don't know what happened next. I woke up on the rocks, then in the hospital. I never saw her again. I've spent the rest of my life trying not to look. Well, that's creepy, but also shows that Charlotte's nice. April 10th. Subject, tagger. Type, oral phantom smoke. Notes, no eye contact. Possibly unreliable or not telling the entire story. Yeah, I saw her. It doesn't matter why I was there. Let's just say I'm an artist. In other words, he was gonna graffiti the mansion. Underappreciated in my time and by the powers that be. I was out with a few writers I liked to run with, out in the ruins. Elle was working on her stuff like she always did. A little cute for my taste, but she is who she is. Suddenly she drops everything and is like, we gotta go, right now. She said it like, no drill, just run. So we grabbed her stuff and we ran. As we were going, there wasn't smoke, but we were all choking like there was. We could all smell a fire, and in the distance we heard screaming. I wanted to go back, but Elle told me that what we heard wasn't human. We all knew she was right. We got off the island. That's all it was. May 1st. Subject, old friend. Type, non-haunt. Notes, skeptic, mild hesitation. I knew her. We came up in school together. She was the smartest, the prettiest, and nice. She didn't need to be, but she was. She talked to everyone about their lives, their friends and families, and she could remember it all. We used to joke that she had the whole town in her head. Maybe it was more true than we thought. When she died, part of the town died with her. I know you want to ask about the hauntings, and rather you than someone else. You know that stuff doesn't sit with me, but you come from good people. The truth is, she's just gone. Part of me wishes she was a ghost, so I could go tell her my proper goodbyes. But anyway, that's silly for 2 reasons, since she's been made up to be such an angry ghost. I've heard the stories just like you did. That's not Charlotte. Not the Charlotte I'd known. There was no evil in her. Savannah asks, Do you think what happened the night she died might have changed that? Answer, it was an accident. But what if it wasn't? Savannah asks. Then, she's Charlotte. She always was Charlotte. So see, all of the testimony makes it sound like Charlotte will defend our house, but is otherwise a really just nice person. So we can just... Holy shit fucking balls!
What was that?
Really creepy? I'll be fair, I'm playing this in a dark room, so I'm sorry. But yeah, that's creepy. Creepy creeps. There's a lot of EMF right here. Still can't open it though. And I'm gonna call Ned. Boyfriend, save me. Okay, it's Bess, but whatever.
Hi.
I just saw a ghost.
So what are we talking? Puppet? Mirror tricks?
No, listen, don't tell anyone else this.
Is this going to be a ghost blind item? A well-known spirit was spotted at a popular haunt canoodling with a certain ghost about town known for his habit of appearing in mirrors.
Can you channel serious Bess for a moment?
Okay. Homework, my dad talking about taxes, that picture of a puppy who got lost. Old paintings of European royalty. I'm there.
Thanks. Since I've gotten here, things have been getting stranger and stranger. I can't shake this feeling. It's like an odd weight. I'm not saying the ghosts are real here. I'm just saying... I don't know what I'm saying.
That doesn't sound like the Nancy I know.
I know. I just need to clear my head. There is always a scientific explanation.
Ned,
Sure there is.
you gotta tell her to come home.
Still gotta work on that whisper, Bess.
Nancy, you're really scaring me. Come home.
I will, just as soon as I can.
But first I'm gonna change my pants because I peed in them a little bit.
There's something strange about Jesselyn's disappearance.
What's that?
There's no ransom note.
That does complicate things. But I've read that most missing person cases involve the immediate family.
You're right. I guess the best move is to keep the family talking. Maybe they'll let something slip.
Or maybe they're trying to tell you something.
How so?
Remember in Kyoto, you told me that ghosts are what people invent when an injustice can't be fixed?
Sounds me-ish.
If that's the case here, once you figure out what the deal with the ghost is, I bet it'll point right to Jesselyn. And if the ghost is real, then case closed. A ghost did it. If that turns out to be the case, please don't tell me. I like living in a world where ghosts are probably not real. I already have to vault into bed after every scary movie for fear of ankle grabbers.
Same, Bess, same.
I met Wade.
I still say giving your child a verb for a name dooms them to a life of hearing mediocre jokes. What's he like?
He's got a bit of a rough edge. He seemed surprised that I came instead of Savannah.
What do you mean?
He wanted Savannah here, specifically.
Why?
I don't know, but I intend to find out.
I'm sorry, but if I was calling my best friends and boyfriend while I just got the ever-living crap scared out of me by a ghost, I would talk about it for a little bit more. Nancy's way more chill than I am.
See you later.
Bye!
Okay. Now that I've had the ever-living crap scared out of me, let's go talk to people. Hold on. I'm gonna do this because I want to see what that is. I can't. Rude. Dude.
Nancy,
I saw your sister.
I saw something really strange.
I did too.
What do you think that was?
Excuse me, I need to be alone.
Help. Come on, man. I don't want to do it alone. Okay.
That didn't sound good.
But I can't look up. Ooh, what's this? Tiny shovel. Apparently I'm just gonna straight jack that and not find out what the piece of paper underneath says. Whatever.
I don't have all the parts I need.
No, you do not. Because we need some nails and some coins. And some being terrified. No ghost that time. I can breathe. Hi, did you see the freaky
Hey.
thing?
Well, what do you think happened to Jesselyn?
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid thinking about it. My mind can get caught up in a real dark place.
That's called
You know,
anxiety, my friend.
when things around me get bad.
That is
What
called
do you
anxiety
mean?
and depression.
Ignore me. I've been up way too long.
Well, I would recommend a nap, except Charlotte just was there where the sleeping bag is, so maybe sleep outside.
Do you know anything about Clara's past?
No. It's funny you ask.
Why's that?
I could tell Jess had something to tell me about Clara. She'd get so close and just stop dead.
She never told you anything?
I know Clara's mom died when she was young, and she ended up living with her cousin's family. But that's it.
That's not a lot.
Goodbye.
Bye.
I just share all my parents' business. Mostly because I feel it's mine. If I was created from that, I get to share all the information about it.
I can't leave until the boat returns.
I didn't really want you to leave. I just wanted you to walk over there, but whatever. Let's go talk to Wade.
Wanna hear a ghost?
I already did.
Check it out.
Well, that's kind of creepy.
Do people really come here trying to meet Charlotte's ghost?
Around the time Charlotte's ghost was driving the family away, the stories started to spread. Little kids around here started playing this game to scare themselves silly. They'd turn off the lights and say, "Fire so red, night so black. Dear sweet Charlotte, please come back," over and over again until they'd just about scare themselves to death. It was just a game, but that's when people started jumping the fence at night hoping to meet her, saying that same silly rhyme. Most would just come and go in peace, but the ones who found her, it messed them up real good. A couple even went into shock.
Because she just appears, and she's freaky, and you get no warning.
Can I listen to more recordings?
Sure.
These sound like the whale recordings we just got done listening to.
I saw something I can't explain in the house.
That's why you couldn't get me in there for nothing.
I don't believe in ghosts, but
That don't stop you from feeling them. Would you believe my happiest memories live in that house? Christmases and long summer nights stargazing on the roof.
That does sound like fun.
I found a set of graves without names on the markers.
That is where our troubles began.
What happened?
Most of the family'd rather it never come up. Our first factory was right here on the island. At the time, it made us a lot of money. But along the way, we got greedy. Never built a place for the workers to stay. They'd bed down right on the processing floor. Nothing for heat in the winters, so the workers built fires inside. One winter, there was a wicked cold snap. They built a couple of extra big fires, and in the night the fumes built up. None of them ever woke up again.
Oh, jeez.
That's when we split in two. Half saying this'll never happen again, and half saying accidents happen. Grieve and move on.
That's intense.
Have you always been a ghost hunting enthusiast?
I'm not exactly enthusiastic about the dead, no offense meant. But yes, I do find it interesting.
Why?
Life is a quest for truth, is it not? And death has a way of stripping away all pretensions.
That's pretty philosophical for a guy wearing boots.
You Northerners don't have a lock on big thinkers. We got plenty. Like Roscoe J. Redbrook and the Gimbaltucky Boys, and I dare you to say their lyrics don't equal those of the Greek poets. And we got that old guy with the white suit and the chickens. Point is, I like ghosts because they show me what is, not what I want to see. And wearing boots don't make you stupid. Makes you smart, if it's muddy.
I mean, I agree with you. Nancy was a little weird there. Like, she's weirdly elitist right now. However, you're also very insulted. I'm sorry.
Do you have a key to the crypts?
Sorry.
Boo.
When did the factory accident happen?
That was more than 100 years ago, and we still can't move on. That's why this house still stands, I think. Until we Thorntons decide who we're gonna be, we're stuck on this island. You should see it on a summer day when the ocean and the sky are sharing the same blue and the grass is bright. But here it is, gray and dark, under all the misery we've heaped upon it.
Goodbye.
Bye.
I'm not going to ask him the jail questions right now because, frankly, I don't want to be rude. But I think we're going to wrap up this video right here, and I will see you next time.